I'm going to walk you through this game. I'm going to beat all the players, so forgive me if I lose track or don't do the points right. Just ignore that. To get started, everybody gets 2 cards, so we can start with that, or we can start by building our first element. We'll go ahead and deal out the cards, and then our element is just whatever we flip over, and it's aluminum. Atomic number 13, atomic weight 27, but here's a cheat sheet: 13 electrons, 13 protons, and 14 neutrons. And then that can go in the bottom of the pile. Okay, it's pretty crowded in there, but just make it work. If you use like these centimeter cubes instead for your particles, they actually work well. I don't love them because they're square, but in some ways they work easier because they don't spin around. But I love these little glass half marbles. By now, kids should know, or maybe they'll learn as they play, that the neutrons and the protons are in the nucleus and the electrons orbit. And you always fill from the inside out, certainly at these lower levels. So they can see that this aluminum has 3 in its outer shell, and it is 3 from the edge here. So they'll start to see these patterns, and you can certainly point them out, but they'll start to sort of internalize that as they go. I'm going to start here with, so this person isn't even making an atom, but a specific element. But I'm going to put that there to show me that aluminum's already been made. So I can get points by either an atom with 2 electrons in its outermost shell. That could be easy because I could just go right down to magnesium. Or an atom whose mass is exactly twice its atomic number. Hey, and that's magnesium. So that's a really easy one. So I could probably get both of these. So we'll go ahead and do that. I need to roll the die to match at least as many as particles I need to remove or add to the board. And so right now I have, aluminum has 40 particles, 13 plus 13 plus 14, and I'm going down to 36. So from 40 to 36, I need a roll of 4. It would be pretty unlikely to get a roll of 3, but it's possible. So let's go ahead and take that risk. And yes, I did it. So I have 7, which is all I need. So I'm going to take away, and I take them from the electrons go from the outside. And then I just take 1 proton and 2 neutrons. So that's my 4. And so I actually get 3 things. I'm the first person to make magnesium, so I get 3 points for that. And I get 4 points for that. And I get 3 points for that. So I scored on that turn 10 points, which is high. Okay, let's see what this person has. Lithium and carbon. That is going to be tricky. So to get, right now, the board is showing magnesium, and to get all the way down to carbon, I can just do it, but just, look, I'm at 12, 12, 12. I need to get down to 6, 6, 6. So that means I need to have a roll of 18, which would be getting all 6s, very unlikely. So what are my other options? Well, I can just roll. I can always roll and move or add to the board. Or I can pick a card. Or I can also give up cards, but that's rare that you'd want to do that. I think since it's so early in the game, I think I'm actually just going to draw a card. And that says an atom whose mass is exactly twice its atomic number. Hey, we know that. And so I actually get to score this right away. You can score any of these cards, can be scored not on your turn. So had somebody had I been holding magnesium, I could have gotten the score for that if I had the card for magnesium. So I'm going to go ahead and get these 3 points. And let's see here. This is an atom with only 2 shells, so that doesn't anything along this level doesn't qualify. It has to be on this level, and it can't be hydrogen or helium, and it can't be anything down here. So I could get that or sodium. So I can't get both of these like this person got both of their cards. I certainly can't do that because sodium has 3 shells, so that doesn't work. But sodium's worth more than this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do sodium because that's very reasonable. I only need a roll of 2, so I don't even have to roll because I know I can get it. So not only do I get the 5 points for having the card, but I get the 3 points for being the first person to make sodium. I'm going to take away 1 here. And no neutrons, they both have 12, and only 1 of the protons. And then I'll give this up, and the green scores 8. 3 for being the first, and 5 for the card. All right, so black doesn't have any cards. I could still roll and make a new element, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick a card. An atom with equal number of protons and neutrons. And that no longer is true, right? So I'm just going to have to hold on to this. I can't roll because I chose to get a card. Let's see, card or roll. I'm closer, but I'm still a long way from carbon. I think I'm going to pick a card. An atom with more neutrons than protons. Hey, we did it again. Okay, 3 points just for that. So that's red, 6. And then an atom with only 2 shells. I'm going to go ahead and do that actually, because if I get down into anywhere here, that'll satisfy this, and I'll get the 3 points for being the first person to make it, because nobody's made any of these on this level. So it's an 8. It's a fairly low roll, and I can go to either neon or fluorine. Neon is 4 fewer. Fluorine is 6 fewer. But oxygen is 10 fewer. So I don't have enough, I didn't roll high enough. So I can only do fluorine or neon. Does it matter? No, I'm just going to do fluorine. And then I say, yep, I did fluorine, and I'm the atom with only 2 shells. And so that's, that's 3 points here and 3 points there. So it's 6 more points. So green's in the lead. Okay, and that's pretty much, you just keep playing until somebody wins. You can decide, I just kind of arbitrarily picked 20. You could do a time limit. You can have a long-term game going, because then it can get into negative points and people can keep track of that. There's just 1 card for every element. There's some cards that are worth a lot more points. The element points are 5. An atom with no neutrons. So that's only hydrogen. So it's worth 8. I think that might be the biggest on the board. And the rest are all 3, 4, and 5. I think that's right. And again, if you were holding this and you weren't the person whose turn it was, let's say this person had this, then you can, again, this doesn't qualify, right? It's not an equal number of protons and neutrons, so that doesn't work. And then this person isn't. But now we're in striking distance of carbon, so this person might be happy. Okay? All right. When choosing manipulatives, I like these flat glass marbles sold in floral departments. But if you can't find these small ones, you could enlarge the playing board to use the larger ones, which are more common. These centimeter cubes also work well, except that they're square. They come in tons of colors, and we use them for so many things.